I am Ashwini Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Babu Banarsi Das University, Lucknow. In this session, I am going to take another semiconductor device, which is transistor. We have already studied the semiconductor device diode, and today in this session, now we are going to start the semiconductor device transistor. The amplification in the transistor is achieved by passing input current signal from a region of low resistance to a region of high resistance. This concept of transfer of resistance has given the name transistor, that is transfer resistor. And with the help of transfer resistor, we get the name as transistor. Transistor is a three-terminal device: base, emitter and collector. And transistor can be operated in three configurations that we are going to study. These three configurations that we are going to use are: first, common base configuration. Here base will be common in both the side, means input side and output side, base will remain common. And another configuration is common emitter configuration. In this configuration, emitter will be common to both input side and output side. And third one is the common collector configuration. Here collector will be common to both input side and output side. Later we will take on these three configurations in detail. Depending on the configuration, transistor can be used as a voltage amplifier, current amplifier and power amplifier. Current conduction in resistor is because of both type of charge carriers, that is free electrons and holes. That is why it is also called as bipolar junction transistor, BJT. In BJT, output current is controlled by input current. It means in the input side there will be a current. Therefore it is called as current controlled device. This is very important fact, that BJT is a current controlled device. Now come to the transistor construction. In this diagram we see that there are two transistors. One is a PNP transistor and other one is the NPN transistor. When a transistor is formed by sandwiching a single N region between two P regions, then it is called as PNP type transistor, as shown in the figure. Here we see that a single N type region is sandwiched between two P type regions. That is why it is called as PNP transistor. Now come to NPN transistor. When a transistor is formed by sandwiching a single P region between two N regions, then it is called as NPN type transistor. In this figure, we see that a single P region is sandwiched by two N type regions. That is why it is called as NPN transistor. Transistor has three sections, or we say transistor has three terminals. Here we see first terminal is written as, here is emitter, then base and collector, and PNP type, and same goes to NPN transistor, emitter, base and collector. First we study about the base. The middle region of each transistor type is called as the base of the transistor. It means this will be called as the base. Base region is kept very thin and doping of base region is very light, so that it can pass on most of the majority carriers without recombination, which are supplied by the emitter to the collector. We will study about these facts in detail when we will be studying the working of PNP or NPN transistor. The remaining two terminals are emitter and collector. Emitter. The emitter is heavily doped because it has to supply or it has to emit or inject a large number of charge carriers into the base. The size of the emitter is moderate. This is the emitter. Now come to the collector. The doping of collector is made moderate. Collector region has to collect the charge carriers. So in order to dissipate heat, its size is largest. Now we'll study about the transistor junctions. Here we see that transistor has two junctions, that is emitter base junction or emitter junction, which is also called as JE, and collector base junction or collector junction, which is called as JC. Here we see that this base and collector, they are joined. When two pieces are joined, we get a junction. So in this case, because emitter and base are joined, so here we will get the base emitter junction called as JE. And in this section we see that base and collector are joined. So when these two pieces are joined, we get a junction. Now it is known as collector base junction, which is also called as JC. Now come to the transistor symbol. Because we have studied two types of transistor, so now let us say about its symbol. Here first symbol is of PNP transistor and second is the NPN transistor. How will we differentiate between PNP and NP? Look here, the direction of the emitter current. In this case, current is pointing in, and in NPN case, current is coming out of the terminal. Here current is pointing in, that is why it is called as PNP transistor, and it is NPN transistor. PNP means pointing in. Here we can say current will be pointing in. Here we will say current is not pointing in. Now come to the transistor biasing. To make a transistor work properly, it is necessary to bias two PN junction of transistor correctly with external voltage source. Because in transistor we are getting two types of PN junction, and we have already studied that a PN junction, to make a PN junction work, it has to be biased, be it forward biased or reverse biased. That is why to make a transistor work properly, we need to bias these two PN junction. Let us see how these two junctions are biased. Depending on the polarity of the external voltages applied, transistor can be made to work in three regions. That is, first region is active region, cutoff region, and third one is the saturation region. To make the transistor work in active region, the emitter base junction should be forward biased and collector base junction should be reverse biased. And for cutoff, emitter base junction is reverse bias and collector base junction is also reverse bias. It means to work in cutoff region, both the junctions should be reversed, biased. Now come to the saturation region. In the saturation region, emitter base junction should be forward biased and collector base junction should also be forward biased. So we see here, to work transistor in saturation mode, both the junctions should be forward biased. Now we will study about the working of the transistor. So to start with the working, we have taken working of PNP transistor. We have already studied that there are two PN junction. Here we see the PN junction. Here input side, this emitter side, and the collector side, there is also a PN junction. The base to emitter junction is forward biased by a DC source VEE. Here we see the polarity of the VEE such that this P and N junction is forward bias, because here we notice that P type is connected to plus terminal and N type is connected to minus terminal. It means this P and N junction is forward biased. And when a PN junction is forward biased, we had already studied that its depletion layer is decreased, means barrier potential is decreased. Now come to collector and base side. This PN junction, we see that the collector to base junction is reverse bias by the DC source VCC. This VCC is making this PN junction as reverse bias, and because this junction is in reverse bias, so depletion region at the junction is increased. Here we say this is the increased depletion layer. The forward bias BE junction, because base to emitter junction is forward biased. So here we notice that holes in the P-type emitter, this is the P-type emitter and these are the holes. These two junctions are in forward bias. The forward bias PE junction causes the holes in the P-type emitter to flow towards the base, because holes are positively charged. This terminal is also positive, so this positive terminal will pressure holes to move towards the base. That is why we say that the forward bias PE junction causes the holes in P-type emitter to flow towards the base, and because now charge is flowing, that is why in this terminal we get emitter current IE. As these holes flow from the N-type base, they tend to recombine with electrons in N region, and because N region is lightly doped, a very few of holes that are coming from the P-type emitter injected into the N-type base recombine with the electrons in N-type base. This constitutes base current IB. Let us understand this. Suppose there are 100 holes which are coming from the emitter. Because doping of base is very light, that is why suppose there are 3 electrons. So only 2 holes will be recombined with these 2 electrons. It means these 2 electrons are lost in the base region. So from this negative terminal of the battery, these 2 electrons will be supplied. That is why we are getting this base current IB. That is why we say that after the combination of holes into the base, we get a base current IB. But magnitude of this base current will be very low, because a few holes are going to recombine with the electrons in this region, and because doping of N-type is very low, so there will be very few electrons. So combination of holes with these electrons will also be very few, so we get a very low base current, and the remaining large number of holes cross the base region and move through the collector region to the negative terminal of the external DC source. This constitutes collector current IC. In earlier example we have taken there are 100 holes and 2 holes were recombined in the base region. So 98 holes will be reaching to the collector terminal, passing the base terminal. So 98 holes, this is an example only, 98 holes will be reaching to the collector current, and because the battery terminal is negative, so these holes will be moving toward the negative terminal of the battery, and we will be getting the collector current IC. Have you noticed that most of the current is due to holes? Because all of the holes coming from emitter do not reach the collector. 100 holes were coming, only 98 reached to the collector. Because a few holes get recombined with electrons in the lightly doped base. That is why emitter current is larger than the collector current IC. Because as an example we can say emitter current up of 100 holes and collector current is made up of 98 holes. That is why emitter current is larger than the collector current IC. And from the figure, if we apply KCL, it is very clear that because in the transistor emitter current is going inside, but these two currents are coming out. So we see that IE will be equal to IC plus IB. This is very important relationship that will hold true for any type of transistor or any type of configuration. Means transistor is PNP or NPN. Configuration is common base, common emitter or common collector. Irrespective of the configuration and irrespective of the transistor type, this equation is going to hold true for all the cases. We have already studied that a transistor is a bipolar device. As collector current is made up of two components, majority and minority current. We have already seen the component, that is the majority component we have already seen, and we will see minority here. So we can say collector current IC is made up of two components, that is majority current and minority current. Majority current is also called as IC injected current, which is injected collector current, and this is the minority current. Injected means the holes that were injected by the emitter into the base by the forward bias emitter base junction. As in previous example we have taken 98 holes were reaching to the collector terminal, because in emitter type these holes are majority type, so we say that 98 holes constitutes the majority component of the current. Now we will see where this minority current is coming from. Majority collector current we have studied. This majority current is due to the holes, minority carriers, which are injected into the base due to forward bias PN junction. We have already discussed about this. So come to the next slide. Now come to the minority collector current, that is IC minority. Here we notice that base to emitter junction is open, means there is no battery, or this circuit is open. It means there is no forward biasing applied between emitter and base junction. This collector is open, so no current is possible to flow in this terminal. This minority current is due to the electrons in p-type collector or minority carriers. When emitter terminal is open, means we are talking about the charge carriers free electrons, that is in p-type but in collector region. So these minority electrons, due to these minority electrons, whatever current is flowing will be called as minority current. Let us say whether any current is flowing due to these minority carriers or not. Notice here this polarity of the battery. This PN junction is reverse biasing due to this VCC, and we have already studied that reverse biasing stops the flow of majority carrier but assists the flow of minority carrier. So this battery will assist these minority carriers to cross the junction. Let us say how it is happening. Notice here this polarity is positive and these electrons are negative, and this is the layer of positive charge. This is the battery of plus terminal. So these plus charges will attract this electron to cross through the base junction and move to the plus terminal of the battery. In this way we see that free electrons are moving in this direction. That is why the current is flowing with due to these minority carriers is coming out. It means it is the opposite direction. So collector current is flowing out of the collector. It is called as ICU because it is flowing in the reverse direction. That is why this current is called as reverse current. This minority current is due to the electrons in p-type collector with emitter terminal open. That is why this current is called as ICO. Here O signifies that collector current with emitter terminal open. This minority current ICO, which is due to the minority carriers, and we know that minority carriers depend on temperature. We have already discussed about this fact when we were studying about the semiconductor devices or semiconductor physics. That is why this ICO or this minority current depends on temperature. We have completed PNP type transistor. So now we will be studying about the NPN transistor, about the working of NPN transistor. So let us start with the working of NPN transistor. Same argument is applied over here. Here we see that emitter and base junction, these will be forward bias, and base and collector junction will be reverse bias by this battery. Here we notice that emitter is of N type and this N type is biased by negative type. Base is of P type and it is biased by plus terminal of the battery. So here we see that this emitter and base junction is forward biased. Now come to the collector base junction, collector base region. Here we notice that collector is of N type but it is joined by plus terminal, and P type and base is the P type and it is joined by minus terminal. That is why it will be in reverse biasing condition. So the base to emitter junction is forward bias by the DC source VEE. Thus the depletion region at BE junction is reduced. Here we see depletion region is reduced, or we say barrier potential is reduced. The collector to base junction is reverse bias by the DC source VCC. Thus the depletion region at the junction is increased. The forward bias BE junction causes the electrons in N-type emitter to flow towards the base in this direction, because negative polarity will press the electron to move towards the base. Now because charge carriers are moving, so definitely there will be a current. So this constitutes the emitter current. The forward bias BE junction causes the electrons in N-type emitter to flow towards the base. This constitutes the emitter current. As these electrons flow through the P-type base, they tend to recombine with holes in the P region. And because doping of base is very light. So very few of the electrons which are injected from emitter into the base will combine with the holes in p-type base. This constitutes the base current IB, because these electrons which are injected from the emitter, these are injected into the base, so few of the holes get recombined with these free electrons, so there will be loss of holes. So this will be supplied from the battery, and then we get base current IB in this direction. Let us suppose 100 free electrons are trying to cross the junction, and 2 were recombined with the base, and 98 were able to cross the base to reach the collector junction. So we say the remaining large number of electrons, remaining means out of 100 2 were recombined, so remaining 98 electrons. This is an example only. And the remaining large number of electrons cross the base region and move through the collector region to the positive terminal of the external DC source. This constitutes the collector current IC. Because electrons are moving in this direction, 98 electrons are coming, crossing the base, seeing this positive charge and this positive battery, so they will be attracted towards the collector terminal. Because the electrons are moving in this direction, so collector current is going inside in this direction. Because all of the electrons coming from emitter do not reach the collector, because a few electrons get recombined with the holes in the lightly doped base. So out of 100, 2 were recombined and 98 were able to cross the junction to reach the collector. Emitter current was due to these 100 electrons, so emitter current, but collector current is because of these 98 electrons. So it is very much clear that emitter current IE is larger than the collector current IC. We have already seen this case when we were studying PNP transistor. And from the figure it is clear that IE will be equal to IC plus IB. I had already told you that this equation will hold true irrespective of any type of transistor or configuration. But one thing that is to be noticed here, that IE is coming out of the terminal of the transistor, but base current and collector current are going into the transistor. A transistor is a bipolar device, as collector current is made up of two components, majority and minority, that we have already discussed in case of PNP type. So we see that IC will be equals to IC majority plus IC minority. IC equal to IC injected plus ICO, IC injected current. Let us study about the majority component of this collector current. In this we are going to study about the majority carrier current, that is IC majority. This majority current is due to the electrons, that is the majority carriers, which are injected into the base due to forward bias BE junction. We are talking about these electrons, and in N-type electrons are majority carriers. That is why current due to these free electrons are called as minority carriers. Mean due to this 98 electrons we are getting the majority component of the collector current. Now come to the minority collector current. Notice here that this terminal is open. Mean there is no forward biasing applied in the base and emitter junction. So there will be no current flowing. It means IE will be 0. Here we see whether any current is flowing or not. This minority current is due to the holes in N-type collector. Due to holes in N-type collector, that is the minority carrier. Here we see that in collector the holes are minority carriers. We'll see whether there is any current due to these minority carriers when emitter terminal is open. That is why this current is called as ICO. Collector current with emitter terminal open. It means there is definitely a current flowing in the reverse direction. Here we see that this polarity VCC, here we see the holes, these are the minority carriers, and polarity suggests that this is the negative and this is charge of negative. This is the negative charges. So these holes will be attracted by these negative charges. So these holes will start to flow in this direction. And as we have already seen that reverse biasing stops the flow of majority carrier, but it helps in crossing the junction the minority carriers. That is why we see that when emitter terminal is open and reverse biasing is applied in collector base junction, a current is flowing due to these minority carriers. That is why this current is called as ICO. ICO means terminal open, means emitter terminal is open. This minority current ICO is due to the minority carriers, as we have seen, this due to these minority carriers, and we know that minority carriers depend on temperature. That is why this ICO depends on temperature. Now come to the transistor configuration. Transistor can be operated in three configurations. The common base configuration. First configuration is common base configuration, then common emitter configuration and common collector configuration. Let us start with the common base configuration. In this configuration, the base terminal is common to both the input and output circuits. Here we see this is the input side, base is present, and this is the output side, base is also present. Base is present in both the sides, input side as well as output side. Important thing is that we should be knowing what would be the input current, input voltage, output current and output voltage in this configuration, means common base configuration. From the terminal it is very clear, from the figure it is very clear that input current is IE because emitter current is flowing in the input side. So input voltage applied, that is, it will be the input voltage VBE, and output side we see a collector current IC is flowing and voltage VCB or VBC. So emitter current and VBE, these are the input parameters, and IC and VCB, these will be output parameters for common base configuration. To understand the behavior of the transistor in common base configuration, we need to study its characteristics, and characteristics are divided into two parts: input characteristics and output characteristics. So let us study about the input characteristics, because we are talking about the input characteristics, and we know that transistor is three terminal device, so there will always be three parameters. So if you are trying to study the input characteristics, so there will be two input variables and one output variable that will be constant. Let us explore this in detail. So we say that input characteristics is the curve between an input voltage, that is emitter base voltage, as we had already seen that emitter base voltage will be the input voltage in case of common base configuration, and input current will be the emitter current. At constant output voltage, that is constant base voltage VCB, These three parameters we have already seen. Here we see that input characteristics resemble those of a forward biased PN junction because the emitter junction is forward biased and increase in output voltage VCB. Here we see there are two voltages, VCB1 and VCB2. First curve is drawn keeping VCB1 constant and second is drawn with VCB2 as constant. So we see that increase in output voltage VCB causes the input current IE to increase with input voltage VBE held constant. It is very much clear from this characteristics. Now come to the output characteristics of the common base configuration. To understand the complete behavior of transistor in the common base configuration, we need to study the input characteristics and output characteristics. We have studied the input characteristics. Now come to the output characteristics. Output characteristics. It is the curve between the collector current, that is the output current IC, and output voltage, that is the collector base voltage VCB, but at constant emitter current IE, that will be the input current. From the characteristics we observe following points. The output characteristics has three basic regions. Here we see this region is the active region, and this is the saturation region, and this is the cutoff region. Now we will study about the active region in the output characteristics of the common base configuration. This is the active region. In order to operate transistor in active region, the emitter base junction JE is forward biased and collector base junction JC is reverse biased. In active region, collector current IC is approximately equal to the emitter current IE. It is very much clear from this graph. Here IE equals to 5 milliampere and collector current is almost equal to 5 milliampere. So we say that in active region, collector current IC is approximately equal to the emitter current IE, and transistor works as an amplifier. In active region, transistor works as an amplifier. In active region, collector current is almost constant. You see, collector current is almost constant. Now come to the saturation region. In order to operate transistor in saturation region, the emitter base junction JE and the collector base junction JC both are forward biased. This is the saturation region. Here we see that IC is independent of IE. There is no effect of IE in the collector current IC. Now come to the cutoff region in the output characteristics of the common base configuration. This is the cutoff region. In order to operate transistor in cutoff region, the emitter base junction JE and collector base junction JC both are reverse biased. Here we see that the region below the curve I equals to 0. This is the curve I equals to 0. So we see that region below the curve I equals to 0 is known as cutoff region. In this region we see that output current IC equals to 0 milliampere, or we say the device is cut off. Device is practically off because output current IC equal to 0 milliampere. Now we will see some current relationships in common base configuration. We have already studied that in common base configuration IC is equal to IC majority plus IC minority, or we say that IC equal to IC injected plus IC O. That can also be written as IC equal to IC injected plus ICB O. IC injected is the injected collector current due to the majority current, and ICBO is the minority current flowing between collector and base with emitter terminal open. Now this ICBO is very important current, so let us study about ICBO somewhat separately. In this figure, because we have studied ICBO or reverse current with emitter terminal open. So in this figure we see that emitter current is 0 because there will be no voltage applied here. Here we see that emitter terminal is open. Then whatever current will be flowing, that will be between collector and base due to the reverse biasing that we have already seen. So it is the reverse current flowing due to the minority carriers between collector and base when emitter terminal is open, as shown in the figure. So we see when it is open, the whatever current IC will be equal to ICBO. It is very clear that ICBO, here we see that CB means current is flowing through collector to base with emitter open. That is why this notation ICBO. So now we can write the current equation as IC is equal to IC injected plus ICBO. ICBO is negligible as compared to IC injected. Therefore, we can write IC is equal to IC injected when ICBO is neglected, because this is the minority current, where IC injected is the injected collector current due to majority carriers that we have already seen. Now very important factor, that is known as current amplification factor in case of common base configuration. So let us study about the current amplification factor alpha DC. We have already seen that 100 electrons or 100 holes were coming to the base from the emitter. Only 98 electrons or holes were able to reach the collector. Emitter current is made up of these 100 electrons or holes, but collector current was made up of 98 electron and holes. So now we can define the current amplification factor alpha DC, means output current upon input current. And in common base configuration, output will be the output current is collector current and input current is the IE current, that is the emitter current. So current amplification factor is defined as it is the ratio of collector current to the emitter current, that is alpha DC equal to IC upon IE. Value of alpha DC is always less than 1. Its value ranges from 0.90 to 0.998, because in the characteristic we have seen IC and IE are almost equal and IE is slightly larger than IC. So obviously their ratio will be approaching to the 1. That is why alpha DC is ranging from 0.90 to 0.998. So alpha DC represents current gain in common base configuration. So now we can write IC equal to, with this relationship, IC injected, it will be equals to alpha DC IE or alpha IE. Now IC equal to IC injected plus ICBO, and IC injected equal to alpha DC and IE. This is the majority current. IC injected equal to alpha DC and IE. So we see that IC equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO. This is the minority current component and this will be the majority current component.